Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Friday. I'm Tari. Today, in honor of the most recent patch, removing all solo lanes and making it so there are 3 duo lanes, we are talking about the ultimate duos of Deadlock. So first up, what are some tips for being the best duo to lane with? Number 1 and most important, you have to communicate. If you're going back to the shop because you want to buy something, talk to your teammate. If you're going to go do a jungle camp to the side, talk to your teammate. If you're too nervous to use your mic, totally understand. There are great interactive pings that actually voice your character in game that you can customize in the settings. So if you want to make one that says I'm going in for your character, it'll say that. If you want one that says retreat or go back to base, there's one that says that as well. So you really don't even have to use your mic. Use those interactive pings if you don't feel like talking. Number 2, you've got to peel for your teammates. If they get in sticky situations, if they get dove on, use your abilities to try and help them out. There's no mana cost to anything, just ability CDs. Use it as willingly as possible. And last, but probably more important than communicating, is just be kind. No one plays good when they're being yelled at. Once you start tilting your teammates and arguing with them about not using their abilities properly or not going in with you properly, it turns into more of an argument between your own teammates and less of working together to win the game. Comebacks are always possible in Deadlock. There's tons of mechanics that can help you get back in the game, even if you lose the first couple kills. Try to keep your cool, don't tilt, and even if you tilt to yourself, don't tilt to your teammates. Today we're going to go through some hero combinations of what abilities synergize really well together between 2 different characters. This one's one of my personal favorites because I play a lot of Lash and I love the new heroes, Lash and Holiday. With these bounce pads, they work great for lots of different characters, but Lash in particular really synergizes well with them. Lash can use these bounce pads to get up in the air and dive strike back in for lots of damage. He can use them to position really well for a good ground slam, and Lash is particularly good at diving in at low health enemies, and Holiday is particularly good at poking enemies with crack shots and powder kegs. These 2 heroes together form a deadly combination. This is also one of the most fun combinations to play as both characters because you're constantly throwing the enemies around, jumping through the air. It just looks ridiculous when you're bouncing around all the time. The next big duo combination is Bebop and Abrams. This lane, if you're against it, is cancer. Abrams, otherwise known as Big Blue Punchy Man, is very good at close range, and if you are in the wrong position, he can shoulder charge you into a wall, stun you, and then just beat the crap out of you. And Bebop is an expert at getting you in that bad position. So with this combination, you will get shaked and baked by the hook from Bebop and the shoulder charge from Abrams. It'll be brutal, and the combination is devastating if the characters are talking to each other and just working together a little bit. If you're up against these 2 in lane, get reactive barrier as soon as possible because you will need it. Third biggest combo, and this one is just the GOAT of this new patch. 7 and literally anybody is a great combination. He is such a great duo partner because his stun is a short cooldown, it's targeted and easy to hit, and it goes really well with lots of different characters. So 7, Stun City, it goes with every other character. Really good with Ivy because it can combo well and he synergizes and gets lots of support from the Ivy. They both can stun the enemy back to back in a little chain. Really good with Yamato to capitalize on that damage, the stun with a big power slash. Really fun with Kelvin because if Kelvin domes the 7 and an enemy inside that dome together and 7 has his ult up, it just turns it into like an electric light bulb that they can't escape and they get fried over time while the 7 is getting healed at the same time. It's insane. My personal favorite with 7 though is 7 and Paradox. Paradox can be a extremely strong character, but it's kind of tough to set up that combination of putting down the time wall and the, what's the thing called? The bomb? Time bomb? I don't know. And swapping the enemies into that. So 7 helps by stunning the character, keeping them still, and Paradox has the timer ahead of time to understand where they're going to be when they're going to be stunned and can set that combination up a little bit easier. Our 4th dynamic duo is Dynamo and Haze. This is the GOAT of duo lanes as well. Dynamo is very good with a partner because he is a beast at CCing the enemies and helping his teammates out. With his knockup and his quantum entanglement to save his teammates, he's really good early on, and he can heal as well, both himself and his teammate, to keep them engaged and sustained across the duo lane. Hayes is a really good duo lane, but she's a little bit squishier, so having that dynamo there to keep her healthy is really important. And the CC from the knockup as well as his ultimate can put them in place where Hayes can just rack up those fixation stacks really quickly and shred enemies. And last, the #1 big bang duo of Deadlock. This combination is so deadly. Warden and Vindicta. I'm a huge Warden fan. I love playing this. Anytime I get a Vindicta anywhere on my team, I instantly swap to be in her lane, because this combination is disgusting. If you're communicating with each other at all and talking about your cooldowns, if you use Binding Word and Stake around the same time period, it'll freeze them in place for the duration of the stake, which is about 3 seconds, and then the Binding Word will go off, freezing them in place again for another 3 seconds. That's like a 6-second snare. It's disgusting. On top of this, Warden's very good at poking and maintaining the front line, sustaining himself, while Vindicta is really good at poking from the back line, and that makes them a really good dynamic duo. So that's it, quick video this week. I'm actually away in Hawaii for my birthday, so I did a little short presentation and tried to get some footage of the duos, but honestly, it's kind of hard to custom match with just the right people to get some footage for these different combinations. So I thought a presentation would be just fine. Hope you learned something new though. Really appreciate you guys contributing to the channel, talking, commenting. I respond to all comments and I love hearing from all of you. And I've had a great time growing over the past few months and starting this channel. It's been really awesome and I appreciate you guys being a part of it. If you learned something new, give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thanks and GG's. What's going on, baby? Come on. Where's your daddy? We're just gonna run this thing. No one wants to lane with someone who's a complete asshole. What am I saying? This one's one of my personal favorites. I play a lot of Lash, so I love this combination with the new hero Holiday. Oh, this is not right. It's spelled wrong. I gotta restart. I'm gonna restart. I just gotta respell this. Holiday. 2 L's. Okay, we're back. The next big loot. Abrams, otherwise known as Punchy McPunchface.